Well, good morning. I wanted to do this before basically the radio came on, the engine was started, and everything else. It is 7. There's my rooster crowing. It is 7:25 in the morning, and as you can tell, back in the horizon, the sun is starting to peak just a teeny bit, and I'm getting ready to go to market. Now, let me make sure my radio. Okay, it's turned off. Good. Crack the window up. I want to round you out. I know that I haven't been making videos like everybody says I should be. I just don't want to bore people. I mean, I really don't have much really going on right now to make it worth my while, other than sit on the porch and just talking to you about what I do. And one of the people I was talking to, they're like, well, that's better than nothing. Well, I mean, there's so many other videos with people, discussing, pros and cons and everything else. I just don't see it. I'm not a pros and cons kind of person. I mean, I am, but not to sit there and talk to somebody that can't reply back to me. That's the pros and cons that I'm not. I mean, I'm a firm believer in karma. I'm a firm believer in the circle of goodness and a few other things. That's like, my wife doesn't really say much because she knows how I am. A few other people are all the time like, well, why are you just giving stuff away? Why are you just giving stuff away? Well, sometimes I tell them, I'm like, hey, it's kind of good because if you give it away for free and somebody really enjoys it good enough, they'll come back and they'll buy from you. But in other ways, I call it the circle of faith. And what I mean by that is, it's kind of like if I can give somebody something for free, maybe they will have a really good positive outlook on life, and in the next few hours they won't be a prick or a jerk or however you want to call it. And maybe they'll be nice to somebody else, maybe not that day, but maybe within a few days to a week or a month, or maybe they'll be kind of like the Grinch, where his heart grew 10 times bigger that day. Maybe they will be like, well, next couple of days, or next, one day, or it just depends. They'll go out of their way to be extra nice or kind to somebody else, and that's kind of why I do it. And because I can remember even playing World of Warcraft. There was a lot of people that I guess you could say I met over the years playing that game online, and people are like, because I would help anybody, and of course a lot of times people try to give me, on the game, they try to pay me on the game type thing, like game currency wise, and I wouldn't accept it. And they're like, well, And sometimes they're like, well, I insist you take it. I'm like, well, I'm not going to take it because this is how I am in real life. And I said, you know, if I can help you in any way, I'm not going to accept payment. It's not going to happen. And that's kind of how I am in real life as well, because that's like my neighbor John. For weeks his mower was broken, and I went up there and I mowed his yard for him. And you know, I wouldn't accept it. He's like, well, I got to give you $20. I'm like, no, you just save it. And then James across the street from me, before he even moved in, I was mowing his lot. You know, I was mowing it twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week as well. And there's a lot of times he'd come in, get ready to mow his yard, and the yard would be already cut. And he'd be standing there scratching his head like, how in the hell did my grass just get cut within a day or so? And I walked over eventually one day and I told him, I said, hey, I said, just to let you know, I'm your nosy neighbor and I cut your yard for you. I hope you don't mind. And he's like, he goes, hell, I don't mind at all. He goes, I showed up and sitting there looking at it like, my yard's been cut. And I was like, yeah. I said, I did it. And of course, you know, he didn't really try to pay me, but he kind of suggested about paying me, and I told him, I said, no. I said, it's just how I was raised. I was raised basically, if you can do some good for somebody else at any given time, you do it. And you don't accept payment, you just do it. And that's basically how I was raised. And that's how I've tried to raise my kids. But being in the kids' point of mind, you know, everything requires money. Of course, I understand them, you know, taking money, but I even tell them all the time, I'm like, you know, because I tell them I understand at your age, you know, money is everything because you need it to get what you want and everything else. I said, but if you do something for somebody out of charity / goodwill, you shouldn't charge nobody. Man, that's a beautiful sunrise. See what I'm thinking. Man, it's a beautiful sunrise. Wish I get a picture of that. I don't know if I can. Let's see. Nope. Man, I wish I could. That'd be a great morning picture. But oh well. Maybe I'll get one here soon. But enough about me talking. Honk my horn. She's probably up baking cookies. That was Jordan. I passed over there. Actually, I kind of slightly honked at. But yeah, I mean, I done lost track of my mind when I was said a few seconds ago. My brain it's like mush right now. I'm functionable. I'm not sleepy. My brain's just not working. Look, I got a low tire in the ass and it's like I'm dog tracking towards the right. I mean, right towards the left. And if you don't know what dog tracking is, I'm sorry. It's an old term. Well, it's not an old term, but it is an old term. There's a lot of things I would say reference-wise for, you know, different things that goes on, and people are like, what in the hell is that? I'm like, well, I keep forgetting you're a few years younger than me. So, yeah. It's still a decent looking sunrise. I can see some pink in the clouds still from this angle. It's just not as vibrant because the sun's not right there. Of course, I am going west and I'm going away from the sunrise, so. that would explain a little bit. Yeah, this is definitely a good morning so far. I'm gonna stop in at the food mart and probably grab me a couple extra bottles of fluid. Today's supposed to be pretty much a damn warm day. I mean, the morning right now outside, well, when I walked outside, it felt like it was in the 60s. But by the thermometer inside the blazer, the outside temp is 71. And today's high is going to be like up in the, well, upper 80s, but with the humidity is going to feel like in the 90s. So, lucky me. But, you know, we are having an extremely warm October, which I'm not gonna cry about, because I'd much rather have a warm, muggy October than a cool, cold, wet October. Yeah, it's screwing the cycles up in the weather, I'm not gonna lie. And this is what kills me, because I talk about this a lot in brief comments, is everybody wants to laugh about global warming. Well, when it's 20 degrees warmer in the middle of October than where we should be at, how can you not say there's no global warming? And this isn't the first time. So, I mean, it's not like it's like a fluke. So, yeah. Figure that one out for me. So, and that's partially why I do some of the things that I do to eliminate my carbon footprint on the rest of the world. A lot of people should be that way. But they're not. They're too wrapped up in themselves, and they're too wrapped up in the almighty dollar. And that's about the gist of most people. And that's why I use the word most people. Because there are a few screwballs like me out in the world that doesn't put the price of the almighty dollar above anybody or anything and everything else. Now, not saying the almighty dollar isn't, you know, helpful, but it's not what it is not what makes my world go around. Silver and gold is, and a few other precious metals. But, you know, I do know that it takes money to get silver and gold. But, at least with, you know, what little it takes me to retrieve what I get from it, you know, it's fine in my book. Because I'll just sit on stuff and I'll trade stuff and I trade ideas and I do things with it. A lot of times I smelt it and recast it or re-pour it. Yeah, I have fun with it. And it's not like I'm, you know, sitting on like Fort Knox or anything. But I have fun playing with the metals. And I would, if I could play around with some of the lesser basic metals, I would love to do that too. But, you know, there's not a big demand on, you know, certain bars and pours, like sand casting pours of lesser metals. I mean, I guess there could be, but, you know, you make a great big old block of silver or casting of silver, and if it looks good, then, you know, it'll definitely make you some more jingle. Now, this is southwest, and I'm starting to see some more pink in the sky, so at least it's a little better. This is a random, just blah 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 video. There's no factual points in it, and there's no, you know, really no big information. It's just me rambling, going to market, and that's about it. I will post this video, unlike a lot of the others, just because that morning sky is just so beautiful. And crap, everything's shifting around. I need low lock for the back of this blazer to keep everything from sliding around. Now we're going back west, and everything's getting kind of Ronnieville days, October 23rd. Fun, food, and fireworks. We're gonna find out what the 23rd is. I think it's on a Saturday. It might be even a Friday. Hell, who knows? But I'm in the big town of Ronnieville. Couldn't tell you populations. I truthfully and honest to God, I really don't know. I just know in the past couple of years it has grown some. So that's all I know. But I'm gonna pop this puppy off, and y'all have a great morning. I'm gonna go inside, like I said, get me some go-go juice and probably some kind of a country biscuit or something, even though I ain't supposed to have it, but I'm gonna get it anyway. But y'all have a great morning, and I'll see y'all here soon.